Hey you guys, welcome back for another pick a card reading on Swan Dynasty Inside. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time, and it's really an honor to have you here with me. I'm excited for you today to get your pick a card reading, and I hope that it does offer you inspiration and insight into yourself and your life, who you are, and what you are capable of and what you can achieve in this life. In this pick a card reading, we are asking the question of what do people look up to you for? What kind of wisdom do you guys have where people look to you for advice, for guidance, for inspiration? And you guys, this is wisdom based on what you have. Wisdom is what you yourself have been through, the life experiences you have learned from, overcome on your own, and deciphered the messages, the spiritual meanings behind those experiences, which has given you a lot of insight into your life. So I have 3 piles here for you. I'm going to put a timestamp for the singing bowl. If you want to stay for the singing bowl, you can, or you can skip to your pile. Here is pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Alright, take a moment to look at your cards. You can skip to the singing bowl, or I will see you at your reading. Hey there, pile number 1. This is going to be your reading. Thanks for joining me today for this pick a card reading. So we've got 3 wisdom oracle cards here, and we're going to look at them one at a time, and to just go a little bit in depth about what it is that you provide wisdom in your life that people look up to you for. So the first card here out is knowledge. It says seek knowledge. You guys are definitely incredibly excuse me, you guys are definitely incredibly knowledgeable about a lot of different areas of your life. You've definitely taken the time to do your research, to study, and you understand that kind of commitment. You guys understand how to use knowledge, you use your knowledge as a tool, right, to change yourself and the world around you. And it's definitely something that brings you a lot of opportunities in your life, and you guys definitely know this, and this is why you spend so much time to yourself, just doing research and learning about your life and learning about different things. I see you guys definitely have a very vast imagination as well. There is a lot of things in this card. I see there are angels here. Here's I don't know if you can see this, but there's an angel here in this card with purple wings. And I see you probably believe, some of you guys here, you believe in fairies, you believe in mythical creatures, or you just prefer to study mythology. And mythology helps you to understand your life as a human in this incarnation. People look up to you for knowledge. People could come to you and ask you a lot of questions about a certain topic, and you guys have a lot of answers. People see you as very insightful in that way, Okay, here's the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you guys definitely have a lot of clarity. You're able to seek clarity because the Ace of Swords represents victory, and you know how to you really know how to get yourself out of tough spots in your life, tough situations, and people look up to you for this kind of mental what is the word I'm looking for? It's like strength, but I want to say mental fortitude, your ability to kind of to push through. It's like even when times are hard, that things are going to ultimately be different. at some point in the long run, and that is what really gives you the strength to continue, pushing forward. And then we have Judgment here, and I definitely feel like you guys understand how having the knowledge of things gives you a lot of opportunities, right? It opens doors for you. And with Judgment, this also tells me that you guys have a lot of spiritual knowledge. You guys understand very much the process of death and rebirth in your life, and just what it means to have really allowed your ego to die off so that you could have more in this life. So then we have the Empress. So definitely you guys are incredibly creative and nurturing individuals who have a lot of love for people, for life, for animals, for children, and you're definitely capable of enduring. Like you guys also have like a love that endures the test of time, any hardships, and it's because you understand what it takes, right, in a relationship, and any kind of relationship, and any kind of situation that involves your your love. You guys know what love is, and that's something that people really admire about you, as well as how you guys are also some of you guys here, you're very knowledgeable about how you take care of your hair. I'm seeing that as a message here for you guys. You have really beautiful hair, and people will probably come up to you and ask you how do you do, how does your hair look so amazing? How is your hair so freaking long? You're you're gorgeous. What are you doing to for your skin? People want to know how they can look as bomb as you know what I'm saying? Because they see that you are in this Empress energy, which means that you've definitely taken the time for self-care and nurturing yourself. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. So you guys are definitely entrepreneurs, or you just have really creative ideas again, and you really one thing I'm picking up here is that you guys really adore children, but also you just have a really vast creative personality and imagination. But it's not it doesn't just stay in your mind. You're actually really good at giving birth to your projects. That's another indicator with this Empress here. It's that you're good at you're good at what's the word you're good at turning your visions into a reality, starting really working on what it is that you are building, because you guys are also very step by step is what I'm hearing. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you guys are, the Wheel of Fortune means that you guys also believe in fate, you believe in destiny, you believe that everything happens for a reason, and people can come to you and ask you why the heck did this happen to me? Why did I even have to go through this? And then you guys will come to this person and say, I understand you're suffering, but just trust that this is all part of a divine orchestration, a divine plan. There is a purpose for this. There is a lesson meant to be learned. People can definitely gain that kind of comfort from you just through your knowledge, your understanding about life, and just different areas of life. So that's really cool. Now let's have a look at your second one. What else do people look up to you for? Okay, so here we have 7 deadly sins, humanity's destructive traits. So I'm just gonna quote the 7 deadly sins from this book so that we can have an idea. So here it says what the 7 deadly sins mean: sloth, laziness, being physically and emotionally inactive, gluttony, overindulgence in anything to the point of waste, lust, an intense desire for physical and sexual gratification, greed, excessive pursuit of material possessions and power, wrath, extreme feelings of uncontrollable anger, envy, discontentment aroused by another's good fortune, pride, excessive self-love, and arrogance. So, as contradictory as this may sound, what I believe this is saying to me is not so much that people are looking up to you for these kinds of sins. People don't look up to you to learn how to be arrogant. If anything, I am more so seeing that you guys have an understanding about you have an understanding about the 7 deadly sins because you have lived them yourself, and you are and so you know how hard it can be, is what I feel. It's you guys know how hard it can be to like to really transform these destructive traits. So a lot of people come to you when they are struggling with depression, when they are like, so some of you guys here, like some of you guys who picked this pile probably like work as a counselor, as a dietitian for people who have like food addictions, or you help people like with this stuff. Like people come to you with their problems. Because you understand what it takes to really heal and overcome them. Yeah, here's illumination. So you really shine light in a lot of people's lives, especially when they are going through like a lot of hardship and just destructive times where they are kind of just self-sabotaging. And you see how this this fairy, this guardian, she's got animals following her, but then like there's all this destructiveness over here, and then she is like kind of putting her magic on, she's putting up all of her magic and light and love on all of this stuff to heal it, to transform it. That is what you guys are able to do, so that's really cool. People come to you, with their destructive traits, and they know that you are able to heal them. Okay, yeah, here's a Seven of Cups in reverse. Definitely like addictions and toxic behaviors, and people who have a lot of like fears with the moon here, in reverse. People who have a lot of fears of overcoming this, or who have just really gotten kind of lost in these ways because of like one thing that's coming through is that you help people heal their relationship with the mother. So some of you guys here, like I said, are counselors, therapists. I'm also seeing kind of like I want to say just like helpers in different fields. Like for some of you also work with animals. Like people come to you when their animals are sick, and that's really cool. So yeah, we have Justice in reverse. So this is definitely telling me, with Justice in reverse, it's like people come to you for advice about like situations that were completely unfair, or for some of you guys here, one message that's coming through is like marriage counselors, like people who are having like issues in their relationships. Let's say like if their partner is what is the word, infidelity, if their partner is unfaithful, things like that. You guys can help people like kind of like resolve their marriage life. For some of you, okay, with Justice in reverse as well, I'm seeing like this has a lot to do with revenge. Okay, this Justice card is speaking to me about revenge. I feel like people can come to you and be like, this person stabbed me in the back, what should I do? Should I such and such to get them back, right? But you come to people and say, absolutely not. That is lower vibrational stuff, right? You don't want to be that person. And this is what people can look up to you in that way. It's too many. Okay. So Page of Cups, it flipped over on its own, so I'm going to take it. Page of Cups, yeah. So I feel like you guys also, you help people open up and express their true feelings. Especially when people have been living in this state of like envy and greed and just not really caring about themselves, and you help people to kind of get back in touch with their inner child and say, like, if you were to look at yourself as a child, right? If you as yourself was a child standing in front of you, like, what would you say to this child? How would you help heal this child? That kind of thing. And you just like you really are able to transform people's fears of loving themselves, especially due to like childhood wounding, or so that's pretty amazing. Now let's have a look at your last wisdom. What is this? Mystical Wisdom Oracle. Wow, I completely forgot the name of this deck for a second. So you have opportunity. It says opportunity knocks. Go for it. You guys are opportunists. You don't wait for life to happen. You let life happen for you. What? You don't wait for life to happen. You guys go after life, basically. Like, you see opportunities, but also like you're good at like envisioning possibilities. And I see you guys are very good manifestors. You're really good at taking on chances and just having a really optimistic perspective about life. And you're really optimistic, and people see that you have had like really good opportunities. Some people might say that you just got lucky, or some might say that you come from money. But I also I really see that this is because you guys have really, kept a perspective of, like being open to possibilities and trusting that there are good things out there for you. So then we have the Page of Swords in reverse. So I feel like people look up to you for this optimism about life, because with the Page of Swords in reverse, to me it speaks about like this fear of stepping into like the unknown. People can come to you and be like, well, I want to take on this opportunity, but what if it brings bad like negative changes in my life? What if I just end up like just in a really tough spot, like a bad situation, and I don't want to take that risk, and people ask you these questions. They're like, what would you do, right? And you are able to explain to people, just through how you live your life, your own like personal faith, that it's that how taking a risk can be a good thing, and going after opportunities, especially when it is something that you love. If it's something that is going to bring you joy and happiness, right, and success in your life, something that is really here for your highest good, your benefit. You are good at inspiring people to go after their dreams. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And for some of you also, like I was picking up on, for some of you here, you are marriage counselors, but also, because with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this makes me think about like a broken family, a broken home, or issues in the family, issues in the home. And for some people, like one message that was coming through here with this Justice in reverse is like divorce, right? Some people are trying to get out of like certain relationships, and they're not sure if they should even take that risk, especially if they have children, right? That's a really tough spot to be in, understandably. But sometimes we make a decision that is for our highest good, that is part of our spiritual path. But again, you guys understand that everything happens for a reason. There's absolutely a reason things happen a certain way, even though it may seem like kind of messed up. And we want to question the universe, like why would you even put me in this situation, for what, right? But people come to you, and you inspire people to take risks, to see really positive and beneficial opportunities, despite the circumstances, especially. Okay, we'll take that one. So here's the Chariot, definitely going forward, right? The Chariot is all about moving forward with that vision, staying strong and determined. It's also about like having a balance of your light and your shadows, and understanding that there are a lot of things about ourselves that we may not be proud of, but then there's also things about ourselves that we are here to develop and to shine brightly, so that the world can see it. And with the Chariot being here, also I see that you guys are able to, like, you guys live this as an example in your life. You are moving forward, and like people really see how you have really taken on an opportunity, and you've run with it with faith, with discipline. You've stayed strong in the hard times. Sometimes that is what these opportunities call for, is that persistence, that ability to stay headstrong, and to keep moving forward no matter how hard it's been. And knowing that as long as you keep moving forward, you keep trying your best, there are going to be more opportunities, and people come to you for this wisdom, this insight. Okay, I'm going to get two more. Eight of Cups. Yeah, so this Eight of Cups, this Eight of Chalices talks about, you know, going into the unknown, taking, like, going forward, like, choosing to, like, see a pathway through, despite not fully understanding it, despite not fully knowing, like, where it's going to lead you. It's kind of like if you get the opportunity, right, to go and visit another country, but let's say you've never been to this country, you don't speak its language or something like that, you know, and so it's like, is this really gonna be good for me? And this Eight of Cups, but, you know, and also, like, I see the Eight of Cups, it's one of my favorite cards, actually, because it's not always about, like, walking away from something, but it is, because I see it as, like, definitely a card of, like, death and rebirth, like a complete, like, transformation, just emotionally, about, like, how we view life and situations. You really help people come out of, like, periods of depression and not seeing, like, people who have, like, the perspective towards life where it's like, oh, things are just bad, you know, things are hard and there's never going to be anything good for me out there. But you really don't, you know, you guys don't believe that, but also, like, you know, you guys have definitely been there, and that's why people are able to see that is your wisdom, you know. You teach people, like, it's not all bad. Yeah, here's the Three of Swords in reverse, like, excuse me. But the Three of Swords in reverse, this tells me that you guys, you know, people can see the light of day after very, you know, traumatic or just very difficult, painful experiences, and you know, you have a light about you that allows people to really believe in possibility, to believe in the future again, and I think that's really beautiful. It really is. So yeah, I hope that this reading was resonant for you. I think that is all I have for this video, for this pile. Let me know what you think about this reading. It'd be amazing to hear your thoughts. And if you would like to have a personal reading with me, I do have information in the description box. And stay tuned for the daily readings every day at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I post daily pick a card readings at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Pacific Standard Time. All right, thanks guys for being here, and I hope to see you guys soon in the next reading. Bye, stay safe, and I'll see you later. Hey there, pile number 2 is let's get into your reading. Okay, let's find out what people look up to you for. What wisdom you guys have that people look up to you for. Well, let's get straight into this reading. So we've got 3 mystical wisdom oracle. We'll look at these one at a time and just kind of go in depth and see what it is about your wisdom that people look up to you for. Okay, so we have creative wonderment. That's an awesome card. So this talks about following your passion. You know, you guys are very passionate and have a lot of creative ideas. And people very, very much, like, see this in, like, your fashion. You guys are definitely, like, very, like, fashionable. You have really awesome sense of style. You also, some of you guys play music is one thing that's coming through here with, like, the piano on this card. And you guys are very expressive. And it really inspires people. And you guys understand, you guys have wisdom about, like, you know, following your heart and just doing what you love, because that's what's going to attract abundance into your life. So by following this creative side of you, you know, you guys definitely are able to get ahead in life, and this is something that people, you know, definitely could learn from you. Yeah, here's the Six of Stones, exploitation. With the Six of Stones here, I feel like you guys, like, people come to you, like, you guys are probably people who, like, who can make money in some way from your creative ideas, and people want to know how you do that because they are trying to figure out how they can make a living like that. With this, in this deck, the Six of Pentacles makes me think of kind of like, it's very similar to the Five of Pentacles energy actually, because here it's like they're hungry, they're homeless, and you know they're looking they're looking up to God for like some support, like, what should I do, you know, will you help me? And people really come to you to understand what it is about you know, what you're doing that is attracting this abundance into your life, where it seems like you're very well off. So here we have the Nine of Cups, generosity, and people definitely see that you are very generous. You have a lot of love to give, and you have no problem sharing your insight with others, and you know, as well as just like, you know, you like I feel like because you guys understand what it's like to be in a place of poverty, or just like, you know, suffering in any kind of way, you know, that you really want to share this with others through your art, through your music, through your fashion. You guys love that people can get like a taste of your energy this way. It is your way of showing people. It's like people come to you. It's like, here, this Nine of Cups, he's got like all these jars of, I don't know, let's say water, right? It's full of like pure water. And then the exploitation card, it's like they're coming to you and asking, can you fill up their cup? And you're just like, yeah, sure, here you go. You know, I feel like you guys definitely you guys have that kind of wisdom of being selfless. You guys are very selfless people, and also very creative and artistic. So here we have the Six of Swords transition. You guys inspire people to be creative because it helps heal. It helps you heal. It helps you to move on after very like difficult times. You guys use art and music to get you through difficult times. This is how you you know, guide other people as well. Anybody who comes to you for, you know, this need for some support in any kind of way, you guys teach people that music and art, that is a very quick way to moving to calmer waters in hard times. And you guys definitely believe in that very strongly, which is really beautiful. Okay, we'll take this one. Yeah, this card says joy in reverse. So I feel like with the Three of Vessels in reverse, this is saying that you guys understand what it's like to not fit in. You guys understand what it's like when you guys love something, but that people around you, you know, they really try to hinder your joy and tell you that, oh, what you're doing is meaningless, and that it's not going to get you anywhere. But you guys don't listen to that. You continue following your passion, and that is the kind of wisdom that you have. You've definitely like pushed through like all of the criticism, the you know, like just a lack of emotional support around you. And I feel like that's why you guys have so much love and so much to give to other people who are also, you know, struggling with fitting in and finding their place in this world. You encourage people to be artistic and very free-spirited as well. So here's the Two of Bows in reverse, decision. You guys are very committed to your vision with this decision card. However, in reverse, like people come to you and try to understand if they are making the right choice. Like people want to ask you, like, how do I know that what I'm doing is right for me? Especially for, like, you know, for those people who are trying to learn how to manifest financial abundance through their creative pursuits, especially for those of you watching this pile who do that yourself. You know, I feel like you guys are musicians, artists, dancers, singers, and people often ask you the question, like, how do you know that this is right for you? Like, how do you know that this is really going to support you in the long term? But again, like the biggest message here is that you just follow your passion, you follow your heart, you do what you love, and you manifest what it is that you want. People come to you with a lot of doubt, especially because like you understand completely how that can be, but you also understand that things take time to develop. But there does need to be a decision to follow through, right? And that is, your wisdom about creative wonderment. So let's have a look at your next one. So here we have Dove, take a leap of faith. Beautiful. So you guys are definitely you guys are definitely people who have, you have a lot of faith in your vision and your ability to manifest, but also you guys see that the world is your canvas, and you hold, the paintbrushes to kind of to paint your own life. And you also, you guys really follow your intuition. So I feel like for those of you who picked pile number 2, a lot of times it's hard for you to even explain your process. People could oftentimes ask you to explain how do you understand this, how do you do this, but there's not always a word to describe it, because you're trusting in spirit. You guys have a very strong faith. Whether that is, for some of you, your spiritual religions, your belief systems, but just in general, having that deep connection with Source, because you understand the power of co-creation and taking on a chance. I feel like you guys, here's the Knight of Cups. Definitely. You guys go after life with the, with the attitude of intrigue. You guys really want to know what's next for you, and you're not afraid to get dirty either, is one message that's coming through. Is you're not afraid to get down and dirty in certain aspects of life, because you're willing to try anything once, is what I'm hearing. You guys have a very deep love for the planet, the world, different cultures, and you guys just want to kind of you want to be like this dove where you're free to fly and go wherever you want, and try new things. And people are also very attracted to that too. So a message coming through for you guys. People are very attracted to that aspect of your personality. Speaking of, here's a 4 of Wands. And in reverse, but what I'm seeing with this 4 of Wands in reverse is that also, you help people to take a chance on love. You guys probably have a very spiritual belief and bond, to true love, especially with the Dove being here and the Knight of Cups, and you guys follow your heart and love, and people see you, even though there have been you guys have had your heart broken in the past, for sure, but you guys somehow pick yourself up, and you still continue to believe that love is out there. You just haven't found the right one, and that's the perspective that is going to open a lot of doors for you, and just people have a lot of questions about that for you, and you just teach them about being open to receive despite circumstances. Okay, here's the World again, the World tree. In the World here, I do see you guys have a strong connection with the Earth, and you guys have definitely come out of really major, you guys understand, going through the different cycles of life, the different seasons of life, and just seeing how things begin and how they end, and you understand that sometimes closing out a chapter of your life can be difficult and can be painful, especially when it has to do with love, having to say goodbye to the person that you thought you would spend your life with. You understand that, again, you understand that there's a reason for this, and there's a time and place for everything. Yeah. Let's see what else comes through here. Okay. So here's the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the foundation of life. So what I see with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse is that sometimes It's like sometimes we want to take a leap of faith, we want to try things, but then there's not always the right opportunity. You know, there's a question coming through here from like people who come towards you and they're like, it's like, oh, it's like, for example, right, for some people, this is a kind of random scenario coming through, but some people like want to ask you, especially for like the musicians out there, right, they see an opportunity, like say that their favorite band from another country is going to be playing in their city, and they want to go and see that band, but they only have, like, they say that people have that money for it, but they also know that they should be saving it for something more important. Like, people want to ask you, like, should they take that leap of faith and spend their money for this, you know, opportunity, or should they save it, because then they feel that they're not taking a leap of faith and trusting their intuition. But I feel like you guys want to explain to those people that that's not, you know, like, taking a leap of faith sometimes in those situations can be a good thing, right? That can bring you opportunities to learn how to trust your own intuition. However, like, the other message that's coming through, you know, like, however, you know, you guys understand also that despite like your ability to take chances and to leap towards opportunities in life, trusting in divine timing, you also understand that there does need to be a solid foundation in your life first, where, you know, you can always come back home to this place that keeps you grounded, and, you know, that is your rock. Like, you guys don't just go and put yourself out there in situations where you don't know that you're going to be able to, you know, like, pay for a plane ticket home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys understand also that there are a lot of like obstacles in life that makes it hard for you to take those chances. However, you know, you guys, like, you're good at finding the right time, the right opportunity. You know, but that does, you know, that comes from having that stable foundation for yourself. So here is the Swan, the Queen of Swords. One thing that the Swan represents is like, you know, death and rebirth, transformation, and healing. With the Queen of Arrows in this deck, you know, this is saying that you guys definitely know. You guys know that, you know, for a fact, it is hard to take that leap of faith, especially going through very, you know, you guys understand that, especially after hard times, right? It can be extremely hard to even trust in, like, you guys have been at some point in your life, let's say you guys have a strong belief in God, right? And, you know, you spend a lot of time building that relationship. But at some point in your life, right, you've been hurt so much, you've been heartbroken, you've had people betray you, you've lost money, and then, you know, while you had continued trying to move forward, it's like things kept changing around you. And then it can be like you could build this tendency to want to close your heart off, close your, you know, that connection off from spirit. But you've also, you know, this is why this is part of your wisdom, because you have overcome this, right? You have allowed yourself to surrender to this process, and has, you know, really, like, even given you more strength and more closeness to spirit in this way, you know. But it takes this level of surrendering and having faith, basically, like this card says. So let's have a look at your last mystical wisdom oracle, see what people look up to you for your wisdom. So here we have cheer up. It says live in the moment. Okay, so definitely you guys are people who, like, despite, like, especially, like, for example, despite the circumstances going on in the world, you remain positive and optimistic and hopeful, you know, and people are, you know, very inspired by this, and you know, you're able to see the light in the dark, and to just be present, you know, and just live life while you can. And, you know, this is a wisdom that comes from, you know, especially times in your life where you weren't able to live, where you weren't able to be fully present because, you know, of so many hardships. And you've made the decision to just be present, to just live in the now. Here's a Page of Swords in reverse, the Ren. This is all about, the Ren represents like curiosity and, you know, like wanting to know more about what's going on, just being curious. You guys are very curious about life. You want to know about what there is to life, what you can actually do with your life, and you're very expressive as well with because this card has a lot of blue energy in it, which represents the throat chakra, and also that swords represents communication. So I feel like you guys have definitely been through, like, you know, this period of not being able to speak up for yourself, not being able to really speak your truth, and saying, you know, this is the life I want to live, and I'm gonna live it. You know, you've had to overcome this. You guys have definitely battled like a lot of difficult thoughts, and people might look at you and think that, oh, this person is so happy-go-lucky and always like optimistic and fun and free. But in reality, you guys have dealt with a lot internally. You know, you didn't just like wake up. You didn't just like, you know, your whole life always know how to be present and in the moment. That is not what wisdom is, you know. And you guys have definitely been through it. You know, you've been sad. You guys have cried rivers, you know. That's why this card says cheer up. You guys have experienced depression, all of that, and even struggled with, you know, the desire to keep living. But you have overcome that, you know. And, you know, this is where you are wise, because you understand that there's so much more to life than, you know, your past and all the hardship that you have been through. So here we have the Knight of Arrows, the Hawk. This is the Knight of Swords. So this is telling me that you guys, again, like there's more like air energy, communication, and being able to express your thoughts. And I feel like you guys are the kind of people that won't, like, you're not gonna necessarily stop for anybody. You will not let anyone tell you to like no longer live your life. Like, you have no problem freeing yourself from anything that just takes away your freedom. You guys won't settle for it. I feel a lot of like Aquarius energy here, you know, in that way. Even, you know, maybe even Libra or Gemini. Especially Aquarius energy here. But like, you know, you guys just definitely want to see the world. You want to, you know, you want to know what's out there. And I think that is you know, the reason why people look up to you, because you know how hard life can be. You know that there's going to be a lot of like times in history where, you know, like people's freedom are taken from them. And you guys are the people that will fight to see another day. Like, you will fight to see another day, which is amazing. So here's the Nine of Stones in reverse, tradition. So you guys are definitely not traditional people, especially because this card like specifically says tradition in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys have very strong values and about life, and, you know, there are things you definitely will not do. Like, you guys have your own moral compass, a very strong moral compass, but also you guys have a more like unconventional kind of way of looking at life. I mean, and this is where it is, you know, you have had your struggles, your fair share of struggles, because let's say like maybe your family around you didn't think that you know, the lifestyle that you were living is right for you, especially if you are a musician, for example, or a artist. You know, instead of going to get like your your doctoral degrees, you know, instead of becoming that doctor or I don't know, something more typical, you know. But you guys are able to support yourself, just not in the way that people expect. And, you know, you're fine with this. You guys don't mind living a life that fully suits you, because this is all about your happiness, right? And that's where people look up to you. They see that, oh, I don't have to live to serve the needs of the vision of my family, my parents, or anybody else around me. Instead, I can live in the moment and do what actually makes me happy. Yeah, here is the Five of Bows, empowerment. You guys have definitely, you have had to fight. I want to say you have definitely had to fight for your life at some point, whether literally or I want to say literally for a lot of you, okay? But also just in general, this could be like verbally having to speak up for yourself and say, no, I will not do that. You will not stop me. You will not take away what is mine. And, you know, you have had a lot of conflict in your life just from outside forces, from just a lot of just challenges that have made you, but these challenges have also empowered you. That you guys are very strong. And this because you have defended your pride rock, your as I just heard, like you guys defend your pride rock, right? You guys probably have, I'm getting some Leo energy here. Like you guys defend what is rightfully yours, what is important to you. And what is most important to you guys here is freedom. Being able to live your life for your full enjoyment and happiness. Yeah, here is jealousy in reverse. This is the Three of Swords. Like I was saying, you guys had, like, a lot of people around you have been jealous of you. They have tried to really bring you down, you know, by destroying your pride, by destroying, you know, your personal values, and even like for some of you, just kind of like just talking down to you, making you think that you are mentally unstable, or you know, just not right in the head and stuff like that. And that's because people are jealous of your success. They are jealous of the fact that you have this aura around you that attracts abundance. It attracts like you know, this free spirit. It makes people angry, you know, and it's sad because, you know, instead of getting angry, like other people could just be finding that within themselves. However, you know, this is your wisdom, and people, like, despite like that jealous energy around you, like people do know that you are wise in that way, and they do look up to you for it. Just not everybody is always willing to, you know, accept and receive that, you know. So that is the reading I have for you guys, pile number 2. It was an honor to read for you. Thanks so much for choosing me as your tarot reader for today. If you would like a personal reading, I do have information in the description box. You can book a personal reading with me from between Wednesdays and Fridays, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just go to my Facebook list of services and you'll find all the kinds of readings that I offer there at the moment. And yeah, like this video please, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Leave me a comment, let me know how this reading resonated with you. I would love to see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hey there, pile number 3. This is going to be your reading, so we're going to get straight into it. What do people look up to you for in regards to your personal wisdom? What kind of wisdom you have to offer? So we've got 3 mystical wisdom oracle cards, and we're going to go through them one at a time and just get more in depth. So your first card here is Epiphany. It says seek clarity. So you guys are definitely people who have you guys have definitely taken the time to understand you guys have taken the time to understand the meaning of life, the meaning of things. You've definitely been through like periods of confusion and not understanding, not having the answers, and kind of like being put in situations where you felt like you had to kind of figure it out yourself. But, you know, also clarity, you know, having clear insight is what allows you to have a vision for your future as well. So people, you know, definitely acknowledge your ability to see a future for yourself, and to you guys definitely have that ability to really you guys have a very, I want to say, developed third eye, you know, from the course of your life. Let's see here. Why do people look up to you? Okay, so 3 of Pentacles wanted to come out. So with this 3 of Pentacles, this is telling me that people definitely feel like they can work together with you. Like they see that you, again, like you guys, you have a vision of some kind for the future, and people are inspired by your vision and they want to help you create your future. Or also, you know, you could be someone that has, you know, helped other people, and so you have good karma that comes back to you, where people come, you know, to help you as well to fully create what it is that you are envisioning, which is really cool. And you know, people really also feel like you help them understand their life circumstances as well. And you're just very helpful and generous of your time is what I'm seeing here with this Three of Pentacles. You know, you guys have that full understanding that, especially when it comes to having a vision, you know, we can have a vision about our future, but also we do also have to take the steps to get there. We have to work our way up, right? So here's the Sun in reverse. So people definitely see that you were not always sure of yourself. You've definitely been through a lot in your life and had, you know, times of just doubting your own ability and your light, and having just struggling with just being confident and assertive in what it is that you are going after in this lifetime. It has taken a lot of clarity, a lot of like going within yourself to understand the meaning of your life and, you know, why you are even here. With the Sun in reverse, people come to you, you know, people can come to you to gain their own clarity about themselves, just through your life and how you work with others as well. Like people, like you're able to trigger like that epiphany in other people, where they like, especially the people who know you well, right? I feel like there's people who know you really well, and they know that you were not always sure of yourself. Definitely not. You've had a lot of like doubts about who you are, you know, why you were here on this earth, if you're even a good person, you know, stuff like that. But people have seen that you have always been there for others, and this, you know, and then they have, like, a lot of people have like given back to you, like you have that good karma, and you know, throughout the course of your life, you have learned, you know, you have sought that clarity about yourself. So here we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. So the Nine of Cups in reverse, again, you know, you guys definitely have been through a lot of, you guys have experienced a lot of like suffering and emotional turmoil, where, you know, like I was saying, like in regards to seeing like the meaning of life, and also like there's like an emphasis on you like being able to assert your own influence, your own generosity, your light in general, you know, creativity and stuff, you know. And you know, people see that you have had to you've had to go through this transformation to be able to love yourself, to be able to see all of the good in your life, and to be emotionally fulfilled. And you've also learned like that hard lesson of fulfillment, you know, which does have to come from within ourselves. Like we have to be able to find that joy in ourselves before we can find it anywhere else in this world. And you guys have definitely learned that, and people learn that from you by observing you and by the time that they spend with you. So then we have also the Eight of Cups. So with the Eight of Cups, again, you guys have definitely had to, you know, you've gone through this, you know, time in your life, like maybe in the past you questioned everything. You didn't know like what your life was good for. Like life didn't have much meaning at all. You were very depressed. But you know, especially with this Eight of Cups, you have surrendered. You know, at some point you surrendered yourself so that you could fully say, you know what, I'm done with this, you know, aspect of myself of being unhappy, depressed, insecure. I really want to go towards that light over there. You know, it's been over there all this time, and I've just kind of been sitting here near all this, you know, this water being deep in my feelings, but I'm ready to grow now. I'm ready to grow. Okay. And then the Seven of Wands here. This is saying to me, again, you know, you guys have definitely been like experienced a lot of adversity in your life, and just like having to like, and you know, in this, like this depression you guys have gone through, this tendency to hide your light. It's not because you know, obviously you didn't want to ever have to do this. I feel like you guys have had this light from the very beginning. But there was like a lot of like conflict and people trying to take, like, to bring you down, like maybe didn't believe that you, like, your light was worth you know, sharing, or like in the past, right? Like people have, you know, you've really had to protect yourself. This is a big reason why, you know, you guys for some time stayed in that depressive state. But, you know, like now you have this clarity, you have this epiphany that you've never been a bad person, right? It's like you're different. People see that you're different. And they're afraid of the kind of power you have, because I feel like you have that energy that could change the world. You could change a lot of people's lives. And, you know, people are able to learn from you about, like, being able to protect their own inner light, and to, you know, not let the negativity of this world bring them down or take away, you know, their ability to express themselves openly and creatively and with light and love. So let's see what else we have here for you guys, what wisdom you got. So we've got animal bond. Oh, stand up for animals. So you guys definitely have a very strong bond with animals. You love animals of all kinds. Probably especially birds, but I want to say animals of all kinds for sure. You know, it just makes you feel free. Like you guys probably have like a very strong connection with like your spirit animal as well. You understand that the animals don't have an ego. You understand that that animals understand the process of life, the flow of life, and that, you know, we are ultimately here to raise the vibration of this planet. You know, that is what life is. And you guys definitely have a very strong connection with animals, and people definitely look up to you for this, because they see you as a very gentle being, you know, like deep down, where you are, you know, definitely here to defend and protect animals of all kinds. So here we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles being here with the animal bond, it tells me that you guys have probably like done work with animals. Some of you guys have actually worked with animals in some way. And some of you guys have like really big projects that you want to a message that's coming through here is that you guys are like, because you're so close to animals, like you like, some of you guys have like companion animals, and you know, like that really help you with your work. Give me just a second. Yeah. One message in the book for this tarot deck, it says like, with loving determination and persistence and patience, I become the person that I am determined to be, the person that I want to be. And I feel like you definitely have this, you guys want to be someone that stands up for animals. A lot of you guys who chose this pile probably, you know, prefer not to eat animals as well. A lot of you guys are just strong activists. But again, you know, like, especially because, like, those of you, like, because you have, like, a strong connection with your spirit animal, it's like that's your motivation to keep working hard at what you do. Let's see. We have the Ace of Swords. Okay, give me just a minute. Let me see what the Mystical Wisdom says about this Animal Bonds card, so that I can incorporate the messages with these here, because It says you have a special relationship with animals. The world needs you. The world needs you to stand up and have a voice for all animals on the planet. Help protect the wildlife and rescue animals when you can. Give a donation or get involved online. Okay, that could be okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Volunteering your spare time to animal shelters would be greatly rewarding. This may just be the time for you to save a cat or dog from the shelter and give it a loving home. Yeah, I was kind of picking up on that with this Eight of Pentacles. I was thinking like maybe you guys have like volunteered at like animal shelters. I don't know why I didn't say that. Like you guys have this desire to do something that's really going to support you know, more animals around the world. You guys probably stand up for like endangered species. Yeah. And with this Ace of Swords being here as well, it's not like you guys have a lot of you're very headstrong about this too. Like you were definitely like you basically like what's coming through here is like if for those of you, for example, you know, you choose not to eat animals, right? And you know, people will be like, oh, why would you do that? You should just be like everyone else. And you'll be like, actually no, because animals are a divine gift from God, and we should all be taking care of them and respecting their lives. And you know, you guys are very knowledgeable in that way. You definitely believe in the, you know, life of animals. You will stand up for them no matter what, is what I'm hearing. You guys definitely love animals a lot. Let's see what else comes out here. Okay, so here's the Eight of Swords. I want to say that at the moment, for some reason, you guys are picking up that you guys have yet to really kind of put your voice out there about this. And this can be like due to life circumstances, especially like if you're like really busy, because those of you could be wanting to like advertise something online. You might want to like start some kind of movement for animals, but I feel like at the moment you guys feel like your hands are tied. However, oh, I see. You guys have been in situations, right, where you have, like, maybe you have seen, like, animals being abused or in shelters, and you just wanted to be able to do something about it. And people come to you in a similar place. You know, by you being able to communicate, you can actually, like, let's say if you were to like write a blog or something, like if you were to start a blog talking about the sacred life of animals, you know, and kind of giving other people like ideas about what they can do to help animals, that is how people, you know, really look up to you, because you have this like really pure and close relationship and bond with animals that you know, you really can save a lot of them in this lifetime. And by you speaking up about it, you are going to help other people be able to actually go out and do the work. More people to go and volunteer and to just be more loving, to eat less animals, to kill less animals, you know, and things like that. And then we have the Four of Cups here. Yeah, I mean, I'm picking up more of like this energy of like kind of sometimes you feel like, you know, you've definitely been through like a period in your life where you've watched the, you know, the way of the world and seeing how things have been, and you know, feeling like there's not really anything you can do about it, and just wanting, like, just really wanting to see a difference in how people are treating animals in general and life and the earth. And people, you know, people come to you like that too, especially like for those of you who have like a blog of some kind, or if you are like, I'm kind of picking up for those of you, a lot of you here don't actually have a blog or anything of that kind yet, or you're not really volunteering right now, but I feel like it's something you want to do, and Spirit's encouraging you to definitely go forward with this if this is something that you know, want to do, because, you know, especially if you believe in the life of animals, you guys have the voice that will, you know, definitely make the right changes that we need in this world. Okay, here's the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, like I said, making those changes. If you guys, you want more people to see, like, it's time for us to make a change about how we are going about, you know, coexisting with the life of this planet, you know, the animals of this world. And you know, you also understand that you also understand that there's like this there's gonna be like there's divine timing in this situation. Like I feel like people, like a lot of people also come to you when they are ready to make that change, and they're just like, how can I start? This is why you guys, a lot of you guys already have information. You guys already like kind of have a voice for animals already. And that's why like people can come and like see your content and see what it is that they need to know. You know, and that's really beautiful. A lot of like people come to you when they're ready to make those changes to be more supportive of the earth and of the animals on this planet. Okay, so that is that for your animal bonds. So now we're gonna look at your last oracle card and see what your mystical wisdom is that people look up to you for. So we have moving forward. It says get ready for positive change. With the polar bear, I'm gonna look and see what the polar bear represents, because I've rarely ever connected with polar bears. So it says the polar bear is a spirit, powerful spirit guide, representing strength and endurance, acceptance and surrender. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so basically with this card here, it says get ready for positive change. Positive change, you know, is this is saying that you guys, especially because you have been through like really hard, you know, life experiences, but you guys also, like, you have stayed strong, you have endured, and you have seen the sun rise again, you know, and knowing that the like your time has come for a new beginning of your life, right? For the you know, the changes that are going to happen for you guys to move forward. Here's Temperance. Okay, so that wanted to come out right away. So yeah, Temperance in this deck, like, you know, balancing your, like, here's the sun and moon, right? Balancing your like your purpose in your life, your ability to be assertive and to go after things, to live to your fullest potential, as well as, you know, our subconscious fears, shadows, and the things that we don't necessarily want people to see about us. Okay, that is what the moon represents. And you know, you guys have definitely learned to balance these two, where you have remained hopeful for the future, and you also understand that when it comes to, you know, the changes that take place in your life, you also know you have to stay strong, and you can't let like your emotions cloud your vision and your ability to, you know, see what's ahead. Okay, here's Justice. Awesome. Yeah. It's like this is definitely like due, right? Like, you guys, especially, you have been through just like, one thing that's coming through is like you've struggled a lot with like your with the system, right? The government, and kind of like things that were out of your control, where maybe you have been treated unfairly throughout your life. But then, you know, you are seeing, like, you have gone through power struggles with authorities, but then like ultimately got what you deserve. Like, for some of you, this could be like having to go to court, right, and trying to fight for a case where you are, you know, trying to be, or like they're trying to charge you for something that is not even, you know, your crime, but then justice gets served, you know, and you ultimately do find your way out of the situation. And then, you know, also, you know, and in terms of like relationships, right, you guys have probably been like really hurt by a lot of people, and you know, you didn't deserve those kinds of, you know, people in your life, and then, you know, suddenly like the right people come around you. So you guys, like, people can look up to you for this wisdom of like knowing that good things do come to those who wait. Basically, that is the phrase that just came into my head. You know, good things do come to people who are patient. You know, Temperance is all about patience, and, you know, trusting in divine timing, and knowing that, you know, even when things are hard, you know, that ultimately, you know, they are going to, you know, turn out for, things are going to turn around, right, for the better. So here we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So there is this, you know, you guys have struggled throughout your life, you know, maybe in the past, you know, with, giving yourself that unconditional love, and allowing yourself to know that you are worthy of, you know, good things in your life, and that you are not a bad person, you know, that you didn't deserve the things that you have been through, and you are deserving of that better future, right? People come to you because they like, when they are struggling themselves in this way and trying to see that positive change, because when we have that perspective that change is coming, you know, that is how we attract, you know, we are attracting that. But, you know, sometimes it's hard to do that when we don't even feel like we are worthy of that we are deserving of that love, that compassion, you know, the new beginnings that are coming through. And we have the Page of Pentacles. This Page of Pentacles, I always hear like dancing with life, right? Knowing that, especially when there are positive changes coming forward. Let's say that you guys, you know, have, you know, you finally have had the opportunity to I was gonna say like join a organization, or to be a part of something, or to start some kind of project for the long term that you have probably always wanted to do, but that you don't, like, let's say you didn't know a lot about it, maybe you messed up a lot at first, but you kept pushing forward, you know, to the point until you became like a master of what it is that you're doing. With this Page of Pentacles being in reverse, you know, people do definitely feel like they can come to you, you know, when, like, or they learn from you about, you know, this fear of basically being a student to life and not actually knowing what the heck they're doing. First of all, it's okay to not always know everything. It's okay to not always know where you're headed or how things are going to go. That's part of the journey, you know. And, you know, you guys have learned about, like, being persistent and really taking your time to learn what it is that you are doing, because practice makes perfect, right? So then with the Ten of Swords in reverse, especially, yeah, you guys have been through a lot. You have seen a lot. You have dealt with a lot. And now, like, you've gotten, like, you have been through it, but you've also seen the end of that suffering. And you have been, you know, you guys have been through that, you know, transition. You've gone through that transition of being able to say, you know what, that's in the past now. I am ready to move forward, you know. But you also understand that it's not always easy to move forward, especially when you've got like this trail of suffering lurking in the back of your mind. It's easier to kind of be like, well, this is all I know is this suffering and negativity. And so therefore it's hard to actually to move forward in this new adventure in my life with a positive mindset. However, you guys have definitely transformed yourselves, you know, whether once or several times in your life, where you have become able to have a more positive outlook at life. And for some of you, this is something you do still struggle with, you know, in general, but you are wise because you are stronger, and you already know, you have learned how to transform yourself. And, you know, this is what people do look up to you for, in that way, okay? So that is the reading I have for you guys for today's Pick a Card. Thanks so much for choosing me as your tarot reader today. It was an honor to be able to read for you. I would love to hear your thoughts about this reading. If you would like to leave me a comment, like this video, please, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And stay tuned for the daily readings coming up, and Pick a Card reading that I post every day at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I hope to see you guys soon in the next reading. Bye guys, stay safe and have a good day.